Blackpool Pleasure Beach's next coaster will be a Vekoma Boomerang. Let me explain. So we actually have to head over to Sweden, to Liseberg for this one. Now it's common knowledge that Liseberg's park general manager, Andreas Andersson, and the owner of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Amanda Thompson, are actually quite good friends. It's fairly likely to assume that these guys do talk about their attractions, the cost of installation, the cost of keeping these rides going, and also return on investment, how much money do these actually generate for the park going forward. So it's not that far-fetched to assume that these guys actually borrow ideas from each other. And we've actually got quite a few examples of this happening already. So if we head over to Liseberg then, so 2014, Liseberg installs Helix, a Mack multi-launch roller coaster. In 2018, Blackpool Pleasure Beach install Icon, a Mack multi-launch coaster. In 2014, Pleasure Beach builds Skyforce, a Gerstlauer Skyfly. In 2015, Liseberg builds Aerospin, a Gerstlauer Sky Roller, a very, very similar model. In 2017, Liseberg builds Loki, a massive Intamin gyroswing. In 2026, Blackpool Pleasure Beach have announced Project 2026, a massive Intamin gyroswing. And this is exactly the same model and height as Loki. 2023, Liseberg builds Luna, a Vekoma Boomerang. Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Well, I'll let you guys finish that one. Now, this is pure speculation and just my opinion. I have done a fair bit of research into this and I've spoken to quite a lot of people, so it is an informed decision, but again, it is just my speculation and opinion. Now, Vekoma have also been spotted on site a few times during the closed season, and I've actually documented this myself on my channel. You can check out the video linked here. Now, this could have just been simply to do some work on Infusion during the closed season, but it doesn't have to be exclusively for Infusion. Now, I've heard everything from Infusion is getting a retrack, it's getting new trains, it's simply a paint job, which has actually begun. You can see a little clip here on screen. All the way to it's just running maintenance and the ride's getting a full removal. So whatever the truth is, it doesn't really matter. The main thing is that the parks do quite often do a 2-for-1 deal with manufacturers, as it's a great way to save costs going forward. It's quite a common practice in the industry. So if they are having some work done in Infusion, again, this may also be to test the ground, to see what could fit, maybe do some designs and planning stage on a new coaster like Luna over at Liseberg. Now, I've been saying for months that I think there's going to be a family of Vekoma coaster coming to Blackpool Pleasure Beach on the Grand Prix site. Something a little bit similar to how Emerald Park have done their Tir na Nog area. I think that's right, Tir na Nog. Sure, let's roll with it. However, I did not think it would be a family boomerang. I just thought the throughput wouldn't be very good, and I just didn't really think it would be right for the park. However, with all this new information and the arrival of Luna at Liseberg, I think I was wrong. I think a boomerang would be a great attraction for the park, and it's a very real possibility. A couple of reasons for this then. A boomerang is a great way to save costs while having a longer layout coaster. If you think every metre of track, it effectively equates to 2 metres of overall track length, as you do the layout twice, once forward and once backwards. Looking at Luna as well, this was a €10 million investment from the park, which equates to about £8.4 million, and a new Vekoma that was built last year, Good Gravy, over at Holiday World in USA, this again was $10 million, which equates to about £7.6 million. So these are on the cheaper side of the rides. And let's not forget that Luna is actually the tallest and fastest version of this coaster, so it's fair to assume that this is probably the most expensive version of the ride out there. Anything smaller would likely be cheaper. Perfect for a park that just blown a shed load of money on an £8.67 million gyroswing, for example. Also, a boomerang in its nature takes up less space. Because only one side of the track technically has to connect to the station, you can have a much longer layout in a much smaller footprint. Again, perfect for a park that space may be an issue. And as we know, the Pleasure Beach is landlocked, that there's only a certain amount of space in the park, especially on the Grand Prix site. So having a boomerang here, intertwining around the other rides and features, I think this would work perfectly. The Pleasure Beach caters to both the thrill and the family market. And you can see things here with the latest attractions. So you've got the Valhalla Reimagining. This is the thrill ride. You've got Icon, a family ride. You've got Launchpad, thrill rides. Project 2026, thrill ride. New coaster, you kind of need to fill that family market. Now, yes, I would love, like the rest of you, to see a 300-foot Giga coaster in its place, taking back the height record there from Hyperion at Thorpe Park. However, I believe funds at the minute are short. The Pleasure Beach have just spent a lot of money on investment. They're building this new gyroswing. They've got new scenes coming to the Wallace and Gromit ride. They're really improving the park. So splashing out for a £10 million investment right now might not be, the best idea. And if you're going for a 300-foot giga coaster, well, you can easily triple that number. So as much as I do think if a park in the UK is going to take back the height record, I do think it is Blackpool Pleasure Beach. I just don't think this is the time or the place for that ride. I think likely we're not going to see any work on the Grand Prix site till about 2028, as I think that's when we're going to see the investment from the gyro swing start to roll in and the park are going to have more funds available for their next project. Now I just want to reiterate, this is purely my speculation and opinion, and I'd love to know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think a boomerang is the right fit for the park? Is it something you'd like to see? Do you think the throughput might be an issue? Or would you like to see something much more thrilling or something less thrilling? I'd love to read your comments and your opinions down below. Now, if you want to see a more detailed video of my opinions on the future of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, click on the video here. If you want to see more speculation videos like this one, check out the playlist over there. And if you have found value in today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow us on Instagram @DiveLoopCoasters for all the latest. But from me here today with this speculation video, thank you so much for watching. Good night. God bless. See you in the next one.